What is one belief about a good life you have quietly outgrown? Yeah, okay. To actually have a husband. Weird that, when I hear my married friends saying things like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta, and it's always to do with the husband. I feel a bit sorry for them. Yeah. Quietly lah. Like, this is literally, answering that question.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know if I was like that before. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I was a bit like that too. I don't know. But yeah, so I feel sorry for them that they cannot exercise, their own decisions without having to consult somebody else. That they have to, in a way, sacrifice doing certain things because of partner. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be a husband. It can be just a partner, a boyfriend, or just someone who you are in a way accountable for in your lifestyle. Yeah. So
I think there are also a lot of women who use that as an excuse. Like, instead of saying no to something, right, then they will say, oh, I gotta ask my husband.
Poor husband.
Especially if some sales thing, they don't want to commit, like to buy like something with a larger investment, right? They'll always say, oh, I need to ask my husband, or my husband says no, right? So that's quite common. The other common thing I've also realized is a lot of maybe people our age, midlifers, they feel quite trapped. They don't enjoy their lives with their husbands at this age. As a midlifer, I don't know what is it. Maybe it's just having to put up with nonsense that maybe the husband never outgrew, or the husband never grew up lah. Maybe it's that.
Or they outgrow their husbands in the sense that they want to pursue other things as well, but the husbands are so set in their ways and so lazy.
I think maybe
so stagnant, so that's like holding them back in a way lah.
Yes. I think that's true.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
definitely right. Quietly outgrown. Thanks. What is one thing you're no longer postponing for someday? What is one thing? At the moment, I am postponing a lot of things because I guess the stage of life where I am in, right? I have a daughter who's still in school, and I have parents to look after. So there are things that I want to do, but I have to postpone. So it's very hard for me to say what's one thing no longer postponing. Everything else is, on track. Everything else is what I want to do. So, like my work, writing, painting. These are things that I'm doing. I'm not postponing. So, I'm not sure whether that answered the question, but this is where I am.
Yeah, I guess you do it within your life. Yeah, what your life allows, and we all have responsibilities. We can't just willy-nilly do whatever we want. Yeah, whether we have husbands or not, or children or not. Yeah. So that's like doing the best you can.
Yes, exactly. I have to turn down some invitations sometimes, like, people say, oh, we want to go to this concert, you want to come? I say, yes, of course I want to come, but I can't, basically, because I have to keep to a budget, because of, these concerts are not cheap sometimes.
No, and it's like, what, 2 hours gone like that?
Yeah. So
I don't feel it's worth it anyway.
There's certain things which I would say, okay, this is worth it. I would spend it, but if it's on the fence, then maybe not lah.
Yeah. If you could teach a younger person one adult skill about endings, what would it be? They are really doorways to new beginnings. Yeah. No matter how hard it feels at that point when something ends, especially when you are not the one who wants it to end. It's gonna happen. That door is just gonna open. Yeah. Whether you can't prevent it even from not happening. So that's the beauty of it, of a future. Everything, every aspect of our lives has a future. Yeah, whether it's our relationships, our careers ending, even losing loved ones or losing friendships. New people will come into your life. And even people who are currently existing in your life, the relationship may change. It may develop into something deeper. So even if you become, say, unwell or something, and there's some things you can't do, there are new things you can do. There's always, where there's life, there's hope. That's all I can say.
Agree. I think when we were younger, we look at endings like,
very final, right? It's like doomed. You're doomed for life.
What are you doing differently now that you're not trying to impress anyone? I don't know. What am I doing differently now that I'm not doing to impress? I don't think I do anything to impress people in that sense.
Ever, right?
Yeah, very rarely do I think about. Maybe unconsciously I do, but I don't know. I'm not aware if I'm doing it. I think more often than not in my line of work, I do need to offend, in inverted commas, like to call people out more than impress. So, like being offensive seems more along the line than trying to impress. Because impress seems like you have to perform, like you have to put up and not be real.
Maybe fake. Like in your line of work, I guess you have to be the mirror a lot, right? So that to help people see the truth about themselves in order to help them.
Yes. It won't help them if I try to impress them.
Correct.
Ghosting.
What does ghosting trigger in you? Okay, rejection, shame, anger, grief. Wow, grief. Wow, that's so serious. Or something else. Actually, for me, it just makes me feel that person is rude, or a coward, or both. A rude coward. I don't see it as a personal rejection. I see it as it's on them. Because the ball is now in your court, but you chose to ghost me, then why should I feel ashamed? I won't even bother to feel angry because not worth the anger. And definitely not worth the grief. I'll just write you off as rude and an avoidant person. And a coward, which is even worse than being rude.
I guess in romantic relationships, maybe a little bit different for most people. Like when the word.
Okay, maybe rejection if it's potentially romantic relationship. Possibly lah.
I think I don't. Anyway, we'll talk more about this.
I don't know if I sent you this video that the Gen Z's they are digital natives, right? So for them, digital language is all the etiquette is their language. So how many hours it takes for them to reply someone, or how quickly or how long, all that has meaning. Like for us, we may not read a lot into it, right? We'll say, okay, this person is busy, blue ticked me, but never mind, never reply. We were always just like, okay, whatever. But apparently for that generation, every digital move has meaning. Whether I use a full stop to end my sentence or not. Like wow. They read into everything. Yeah. I think ghosting for them is like major. It's like going to throw something on someone's backyard or something. It's like really terrible, right?
Yeah. And I think they do it, it's so part of their lingo, right? That they don't even, I mean, like for us, it's not, I mean, we don't care.
Yeah, it's not a natural reaction for us, I feel. Yeah.
But it has to work if both parties understand the language.
Yes, obviously.
One is like our generation.
Yeah, then it's like, oh, what happened? Are you okay? I'm worried about you. You didn't reply for a whole day. Did you lose your phone, dear?
Exactly. Very different, right?
Yeah.
What part of your life feels more intentional than it used to be? I guess the use of my time. That I mean, I think that, if you're a midlifer and you're wise enough to see that, your time is limited, you will be more intentional in how you use it. So, yeah. Short answer.
Yeah. You want to know exactly where every minute goes. It's like spending money, right? Where every dollar goes. Yeah.
Should we do one more round?
Sure. What feels more important to protect now? Your time, your peace? How about all of the above? Yeah. So time is like currency, and energy too, right? It's finite. I don't have infinite time and energy. Peace, that you can't put a price on peace. You just can't. Yeah, it's invaluable. You can't buy peace. So I protect my time quite stringently, actually. Like just recently when I went for a family gathering for New Year, I was the first one to leave because I always calculate in my head how long it takes me to like get home, get cleaned up, get my cat sorted for the night, and then go to bed, and then what time I need to wake up tomorrow. So I know how many hours I can sleep, right? I get to sleep. So I leave by that time. I always do that. And then my aunt asked, oh, are you leaving now? Can I get a ride? Then I was thinking, oh no, if I give her a ride, it will upset the whole calculation. The whole equation is wrong already. So I politely told her, no. I said, I need to wake up at 4:30 tomorrow, 4:30 a.m. So I can't. I gotta sleep by a certain time. And I started explaining. Then she said, oh, okay, it's fine. It's okay. She was nice about it. She said she will take a Grab.
Okay.
Yeah. So so that's how I really, I'm quite stingy. Calculative. I'm quite calculative.
And especially if it's not on the way.
Yes. Correct.
You have to make
it was absolutely not on the way because I live very near where I was. I'm like a minute away. So for me to send her back, I would have to get out of the estate, go to a different estate, then come back. Yeah. So correct. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then like energy wise, I find that some people are very draining. They're very tiresome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I cannot spend too much time with people like that. I will just do the basic, and then I will sit with people who give me energy. You know, in our engagement, you get energized. Yeah. So that's the energy part. That's how I deal with it lah. Peace, oh man. Once peace is compromised, I shut it down. That's it. Yeah.
And that's self-care.
Yes.
And I think that's important. The thing is, a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do what you do, you know, to like, okay, this is coming into my territory and I really cannot take this. I need to shut it down. Most people just go with it because they want to be nice. Yeah.
I think they're afraid to be seen as someone who is not nice, a bad person or something. Yeah. Yeah. But for me, if my conscience are clear, like for my aunt, it's not that she can't get home by herself. So I'm very clear about, you know, priorities. Yeah. If that's not an issue for her, then no. I won't. Yeah. I will not go out of my way. Yeah.
I think protecting our energy, time and peace, right? We also think about the other party. Like if someone lives 1 minute away from where I am and offers me a ride to my place, which is 20 minutes, I would say no. You know, I will say, no, you just live there. I can just get a Grab.
You are absolutely right.
Go up and down, you know. So I want to protect, in a sense, because I see it clearly, right? I also want to protect in that time and energy. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
Unless, is it because you want to speak to me about something? Then, you know, give me a ride.
That's different lah. Yeah.
But if not, there's no point.
I think you said something very important. Yeah. Because it works the other way too. And the thing is, because you're very self-aware. If you're not self-aware and you're not aware of other people's needs, then you won't do that. You will just ask for the right. Yeah.
Happens. Okay, last. Oh, what feels harder?
Whoa.
What feels harder about ghosting? The silence, the ambiguity, or the lack of closure? I guess it depends on what the relationship is. I think what feels the hardest would be like, why is this person so rude? It's not so much like the ambiguity or the lack of closure. I just feel like this person has no manners. And it feels like, even if it's a romantic relationship, right, and I may feel rejected, but at the same time, I think like, oh my God, this just tells me why this breakup was such a good idea. Because this person is super rude.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a person who is so inconsiderate.
Correct.
And so, like if, you know, we were in a relationship for like however number of years, doesn't mean nothing to even reply or like to say something, right? So that would be, for me, would be the hardest. The rudeness, and maybe going back internally, like, how could I have gone out with someone like that?
The regret, right?
Yes. The regret. Oh my God.
I wasted my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the person is nice, even if the relationship didn't work, if they have a nice closure, you would feel like, okay, you know, time well spent, right?
Yes.
Learn a lot.
Yeah.
You know. But if the ending is like that, it's just so rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, there's nothing ambiguous about ghosting. It's very clear.
Yes. Yeah. Like you said quite often, no response is a response.
Yes.
Yeah.
So rude.
No response.